Alrighty, welcome to today's recap. This is Christian from Hertz Tribeca Trade Group with your end of day recap for Thursday. So I've got a chart of Amazon in front of me. So Amazon down a little bit here after hours. They did kind of the usual. What they normally do is they miss on the bottom line and they beat on the top line. So you know, I think this is kind of normal price reaction for Amazon. You can kind of see the past history. Believe it or not, I was looking at this earlier today, trying to think if I wanted to play anything for Amazon. I did not play anything for Amazon earnings because, it's not one of those names. It's had a couple quarters in here where it really smashed, but you can see the last 4 quarters, it really hasn't done much. So, kind of drawing on that history was why I did not play Amazon today, and I actually didn't play any earnings today after the close. I had a couple of them that I put on, actually 4 plays that I put on yesterday. I think 2 of which worked, but kind of just go over some of the other names that reported earnings, and then we'll talk about today's action as well as the most aggressive option activity for the day. So Starbucks, I really don't know why they got a bid up so much. Their comp sales were down. I think they said their China sales were soft. Intel is up. Intel beat on the bottom line and on the top line, so I think that's justified. Cypress, a smaller semi name, also did pretty well. They're up. Western Digital looks like they really haven't moved too much. They're up a little bit. EA kind of all over the place. Um, what's the other name I was just thinking of? Mattel. That is a serial underperformer for earnings. That name is down. I feel like I forgot one name in here, but might as well go to probably one of the best ones of the group, First Solar. I've been long First Solar in my trend systematic portfolio. My rule is to take half the position off, which I was long Twitter yesterday and I took half off. So that worked out well. First Solar, I did the same thing. I took half off. I guess these things will probably even out, but that's my rule for earnings for holding cash positions. So, but I'm pleased to see this one. We have been seeing weekly call buying in SPWR, which looks like it's down a little bit, but we've seen a call buyer come in a couple times in SunPower. We also saw SCIQ, which is another solar name. We saw calls bought on Monday in this name, so they may get a little bit of a boost tomorrow on First Solar, maybe a little bit of pin action. So now to just kind of go over the overall market, and the we just haven't seen a lot of volatility, in the last couple of weeks at all. So let's look at a daily chart. It always becomes, I'll bring this up in terms of cues. But it always becomes, we get a little bit of dip, and everybody has that muscle memory where they want to buy the dip. I tend to really buy lightly. I buy some things that I've been kind of waiting to buy. I added to, I have a little bit of a Splunk position, so I added to that on the dip today. And I actually have a small position in Google now. So I added Google after the 3 day rule. A January 1040 1080 call spread. So I basically have a very small position, just a 2 lot on in that. So that's it. But my approach is that, first of all, the VIX, which you could argue why it's been so low. One of my arguments has been that implied volatility has been so low. So I think I still have a chart of that up. Implied volatility. So this measures how stocks are moving together inside the S&P. And we've known that, we've seen this. Every couple of days we get a little mini sector rotation go on. So implied correlations are very, very low. So if stocks are not moving together in S&P, the overall the overall index is not moving all in the same direction. Hence, volatility usually drops when that happens. So that's part of the reasons why I think the volatility has been so low. But it's good to see this get off of like an 8 handle. It really makes me uneasy to hold longs when you have volatility that low. I think the market gets priced for perfection when you have that happen, and then basically any negative headline should start to bring the market down, which I think is what we got today. We're still, I think we're still too exuberant. I like to be buying when everybody's not greedy, when this fear and greed index is not greed. So I'm going to sit and kind of wait through earnings a little bit, which I did last quarter and it worked out really well for me. So I'm going to do the same thing and kind of wait and kind of see a little bit. I think for the most part, overall, I think earnings have been very good. So this could set up for another good couple of months. Looks like Baidu is out. Baidu just hit the tape, so might as well go over that because I'm kind of interested. I have no position on in Baidu, but and Baidu is moving up there on that on their action. But speaking of the Chinese internets, these things have been absolutely on fire. They also got a little bit of a reversal day today, so I think this name I'm very bullish on, but it's gotten extended, and I think it was overdue for a type of pullback. So we pull back. So this isn't perfectly a bearish engulfing candle, but for me, I would like to see this kind of come in a little bit. Let the Chinese internets come in. They've been on such a nice rip here over the last couple weeks. And look at how extended we are from the 50-day moving average. So let these, for me, which I unwound a lot of positions. Actually, I got lucky and unwound a few of them this morning. I got caught with one or two positions that I kind of just decided to get out of and just regroup in a couple days. So let this market ebb and flow, and when we seem to come back on dips like we got here, it's been great opportunities to add to uptrend. So that's how I like to work. I like to really add on to names that are in uptrends, which we've been in all year long. But wait for a little bit of a dip more than today. So that's kind of my game plan going forward. In terms of option activity, most of the call activity was in the beginning of the day. We really didn't see too many buyers come in this afternoon. We actually saw they stepped on the pedal of put buying a little bit. A lot of SPY puts went up aggressively. That's also one of my gauges to get back in the market. I want to see what they buy on the dip. So, that'll be the strategy in the next couple days for me. But we did see a decent amount of put buying in the afternoon. This morning, very small notable trades. This trade was one of my favorite of the day. Tech. This is another metals name. I did not put this position on in the systematic cash trend portfolio. Now, I hate when Bloomberg does this. Right, but now above the 200-day moving average. So another easy trade, I would say. This name just reported earnings. So again, why is it? I say this all the time. Why is it easy? My eyes light up when I see this because the price is just above the 200-day moving average, and I can set my stop right below it. So it would be a small loss, provided nothing bad like a gap happens. But, very easy to find support for me to kind of get in and out of things. As long as you're not emotionally attached to positions, this sets up for a very easy trade, right? I'll stay long against the 200-day moving average, get out on the break. So position I would be eyeing for tomorrow. I also have a number of other basic material positions on, so I don't really want to load up too much, but I'm very tempted to get long this name because of the setup. They've been buying a little bit of gold, even though gold has been continuing to go down, even though there's volatility. Gold finished down on the day. I see GLD finished down 10 basis points. TLT, they continue to buy puts. It's been an ongoing theme. I should have this someplace in here. Looks like it's not on my list for whatever reason, but there was another put buyer of TLT. So they're buying puts in TLT. There was a couple small names in the China internet names. Weibo. There was a small call buyer in that one. Micron, there was a little bit of call buying, which we see Micron buying almost every day. A little bit of call buying in that one. Micron was up in the morning. I think it probably went below. The goof move of the day for me was unwinding Disney yesterday. So mad. I started the day so bitter. Because I was just trying to reduce some risk yesterday, and one of the positions that got sacrificed was Disney. Look at the move at Disney. Sometimes it just works this way. Sometimes you have a little bit of bad luck. So Disney up 2.9%. Another name that I liked the technicals on was CBS, and CBS actually kind of gave up some of those gains, but Disney did not. So It stinks when you do that. Every once in a while that happens when you take off a position and the next day it's up over 2%. So right off the start of the day, Disney was up because I had an alert that said, hey, to maybe get back into it, but it really didn't give me too much of an opportunity. But really, really nice move in Disney. So that's it. Kind of a shorter version of the video today. I think overall, I think a lot of positive things are coming out for earnings. So I think it's setting up. If you've got a longer time horizon than just a couple days, which sometimes traders get have very short time horizons when they're looking at their P&L. But I think it's really setting up nicely for the rest of the year. I'm actually hoping for a little bit more volatility the next couple days because I think it'll make a great buying opportunity. All right, so I'll leave it there for the day. Have a great night and see you back in the trading room tomorrow morning. Thanks, everybody.